Forbidden? Why pairing the Druid with Avinox is more than just another e-bike launch? Why Forbidden chose DJI's Avinox, what that actually changes day to day, and the details most people skim past. Published by the Radical Life Studios and the e-MTB report. Some brands want to be loved. They want to be understood at first glance, celebrated in comments, easy to explain in a sentence. Forbidden has never felt like that kind of brand. Forbidden feels like a quiet challenge. Here's the bike. Go ride it properly, then come back with an opinion. That mentality made sense in the analog world already. Forbidden built a reputation around composure, traction, and that planted, it just holds a line feel when trails get fast, messy, and unpredictable. What's new now isn't that Forbidden is doing e-MTB. What's new is the choice of system, Avinox. And that choice doesn't read like a safe conservative move. It reads like a deliberate shift in how Forbidden wants to compete. Not with hype, but with a full package that combines power, compact integration, and a more tech-driven approach to control. Forbidden frames the Druid E lineup as a proportionally sized full power concept. In other words, full power support without turning the bike into a giant battery container. That sounds like a marketing line until you look at what the Avinox system is trying to do. DJI positions Avinox around high output in a compact form factor with strong peak numbers and a system philosophy that leans heavily on sensors, control logic, and software behavior, not just raw torque for the sake of it. And that's the key. For Forbidden, more power is only interesting if it translates into usable traction and predictable drive on technical climbs and ugly surfaces. Forbidden's own messaging leans into exactly that. Not it's strong, but it stays controllable when it gets steep, loose, and technical. That is a very Forbidden way of selling an e-MTB, not as a toy, but as a tool for real trails. Now let's talk about the part that actually changes how you live with the bike. Charging. A lot of riders obsess over torque figures, then accept overnight charging as normal. Avinox is clearly trying to make charging speed part of the experience, not an afterthought. That matters internationally because riding patterns vary. Alpine day trips, bike park weekends, travel van life, content days, multi-ride schedules. In many places, the limiting factor isn't battery capacity, it's the ability to reset quickly between sessions. If fast charging is part of your real routine, it's not a nerd feature, it's freedom. But here's the detail most people don't say out loud. Fast charging is only fast charging if your setup actually includes the fast charging path. Systems often ship with a standard charger that's fine, while the truly rapid option is a separate purchase or a deliberate configuration choice. There's nothing shady about that. It's just the difference between a headline and real life. If you want Avinox to be the charge quick, ride again story, you build your kit around that intention. Another underappreciated piece is how Forbidden is structuring the lineup. The Druid E concept isn't two completely different bikes. It's two personalities of the same idea. Lit E versus Core E, typically differentiated through battery capacity focus and build intent. That's smart globally because it matches how people actually ride. In some regions and communities, riders want the lighter, more agile feel for technical, trail riding and everyday use. In others, range and reserve matter more. Long mountain days, bigger elevation, colder weather, heavier riders, more gear. Instead of pretending one configuration fits all, Forbidden is basically saying, pick your character, not just your color. Then there's the real DJI influence angle. And it has nothing to do with torque. It's security and connectivity. Avinox brings a very tech world style approach, phone as key behavior, system level protection options, alerts and software driven features that sit closer to consumer electronics than old school bike components. Some riders will roll their eyes at that, but globally, with premium e-MTBs becoming serious investments, theft protection and smart access aren't gimmicks. They're practical. It's the kind of feature set traditional bike culture often underrates until you've had a nightmare experience in a parking lot or a hotel basement. Put it all together, and the forbidden Avinox story stops being forbidden as an e-bike now. It becomes something sharper, a core brand platform built around composure and control, paired with a drive system that's trying to modernize power delivery, integration, charging behavior, and digital ownership features. If that combination holds up long-term, reliability, service, reality, ecosystem maturity, then this isn't just a model update. It's a signal. The market is no longer only about who has the biggest dealer network or the most familiar logo on the motor. It's about who can deliver the cleanest total experience on real trails.